This is a high school known for violence all over Korea. Bad students enjoyed bullying the weak to show their power, but they didn't dare mess with a new transfer student. Rumors said he killed someone at his last school. 1 year ago, Si-Eun was the top student in school. He only focused on studying and never talked to others. A bad student, Young Bin, didn't like Si-Eun and deliberately disturbed him to stop him from studying. Si-Eun just turned around and coldly warned him to be careful next time. Young Bin wanted to embarrass him, but he lost face instead. He mocked Si-Eun, saying all the classmates couldn't stand him. Si-Eun stayed calm and told him to spend his time memorizing English words instead of picking fights. At that moment, some guys from the baseball team rushed into the classroom. They were looking for a boy named Soo-ho. Soo-ho, half asleep, didn't understand what was going on. The leader said Soo-ho stole his girlfriend and then ordered his team to beat him up. But Soo-ho wasn't easy to deal with. He was a boxer before and beat the whole team by himself. After the fight, Soo-ho picked up Si-Eun's pencil case and said sorry. Before PE class, someone threw Si-Eun's gym clothes into the trash. He guessed it was Young Bin getting back at him to make him look bad. Young Bin's lackey laughed at Si-Eun's running, calling him a zombie and even copying him. Soo-ho found him annoying and threw a shoe to shut him up. The guy, scared of Soo-ho's fists, quietly picked up the shoe and gave it back. After class, Si-Eun warned Young Bin to stop bothering him. Young Bin couldn't take his attitude and ordered his lackey to teach him a lesson. A teacher arrived just in time to stop it. Young Bin lied and said they were just playing. He whispered to Si-Eun that if he got any demerits, he couldn't go to college. Si-Eun had no choice but to admit they were joking. The next day, a transfer student named Bum Seok joined the class. Bad students approached Bum Seok, trying to scare the new guy. Si-Eun showed up and told Young Bin to leave his seat. The air got tense. Si-Eun grabbed a pen from the desk to protect himself. Soo-ho woke up and warned them to be quiet. Young Bin didn't dare mess with Soo-ho, so he reluctantly left. But Si-Eun's recent defiance annoyed him. Still, he didn't know how to punish this tricky guy. His lackey reminded him that Si-Eun cared most about his grades. Young Bin immediately got an idea. He bought a sticker from a drug dealer. It made people dizzy when it touched the skin. Before the exam, Young Bin threatened Bum Seok to put the sticker on Si-Eun's neck. Bum Seok thought about his own bullying past. He had no choice but to follow Young Bin's order. Soon, the drug started to work. Si-Eun's vision turned blurry. He rushed to the restroom, splashed his face with water to stay awake. Back at his seat, he felt the sticker on his neck and understood everything. So he kept slapping himself to stay awake. After the exam, the teacher gave the answers. Si-Eun saw he got one question wrong and got really mad. Bum Seok wanted to explain, but didn't know how. Si-Eun knew someone told him to do it. He walked to the back and used Newton's second law to hit Young Bin and his lackey hard. The class froze, scared of the raging Si-Eun. Soo-ho stopped Si-Eun to prevent a bigger mistake. Si-Eun didn't appreciate it and turned his anger on him. Soo-ho didn't hold back and punched him away. Then the teacher arrived just in time. Soo-ho hurriedly said he was trying to break up the fight. Young Bin's mom saw her son injured like this and threatened to send Si-Eun to a juvenile detention center. But Si-Eun wasn't scared by the threat. He pulled out the sticker. Seeing that Young Bin wasn't admitting it, Si-Eun dumped the contents of his backpack. Inside, there was indeed a box of drugs. Now, Young Bin's mother was stunned. With things getting out of hand, Young Bin would have to drop out of school. The next day, Young Bin's lackeys approached Si-Eun, but they were all bullies who picked on weaker ones. Si-Eun just used a pen to scare them away. But Young Bin wasn't going to let it go. He went to his backer, Sik-tae. Sik-tae was a gangster who made a living from loan sharking and selling drugs. On Si-Eun's way home from school, they blocked his path. Sik-tae slapped him and then took him away. Bum Seok wanted to make up for his earlier mistake, so he asked Soo-ho for help. But Soo-ho refused, saying he had to go work part-time. Bum Seok offered to pay Soo-ho double for the part-time job. It sounded rude, but Soo-ho liked it and quickly said thanks. At that moment, Si-Eun faced his biggest crisis. His mind was racing. The three guys on the left were the ones he needed to deal with quickly. The two on the right were cowards, so he ignored them for now. The biggest problem was Si-Tae. He needed to act first. Si-Tae reacted fast and blocked his pen, but it didn't end there. Si-Eun picked up a flower pot and threw it. He quickly took down the three guys on the left with his backpack. The two on the right, just like he guessed, just stepped aside. Si-Tae, trying to save face, rushed over and threw him to the ground. Young Bin kicked Si-Eun hard and planned to ruin his hands so he could never study again. Just in time, Suho arrived. He pulled Si-Eun up and warned the others to stop here. As they were about to leave, Si-Tae suddenly rushed in. Si-Tae fought well and had a slight edge. The others started beating Si-Eun like crazy. Young Bin grabbed a glass bottle and walked towards Si-Eun in anger. Bum Seok showed up just in time to stop Young Bin. After everything was over, the three of them had a meal together. They opened up and resolved their previous conflicts. Because of this, they became good friends. But Si-Tae got into trouble. The gang boss was angry he couldn't handle three students. He felt humiliated. Later, he pretended to take Si-Tae to the doctor, but really, he ordered Young Bin to lure those three students out. Si-Eun went to a convenience store to buy an umbrella and accidentally met Si-Tae's follower, Young Yi. When no one was looking, Young Yi stole a lipstick. Si-Eun was completely shocked. To avoid getting caught, Young Yi pretended to be his girlfriend and left fast. Then she dragged Si-Eun to eat with her. Young Yi was drawn to how cold he was and took his number without asking. The next day at school, Young Bin approached Si-Eun again. He knelt down and begged Si-Eun to testify the drugs weren't his or he'd be sent to juvie. Bum Seok felt bad and convinced Si-Eun to help, since it wasn't a big deal. But it was all part of Young Bin's plan. He took the three boys to an underground parking lot. The gang was already waiting there. The gang boss came over and threatened them, saying they had 3 days to come up with $100,000, or they would be in serious trouble. He even made an example of Suho by slashing his arm with a knife. Over the next 3 days, the gang kept a close watch on the three people. Bum Seok was really scared, so he stole money from his home, hoping to end the situation. But the other two didn't agree. Si-Eun decided to call the police because he had already started secretly investigating the gang boss's crimes. He found out from Young Yi that the gang boss was involved in drug dealing, forcing students to take high-interest loans, and running a gambling website. All the evidence was hidden in the gang boss's office. Suho knew that photos weren't enough. He had to catch the boss in the act. So, he decided to be the bait. Suho told the boss he could get all the students to sign up for his gambling site and turn the school into a casino. The boss was very interested and immediately took Suho away to talk more. Once they arrived, Suho quickly sent the address to Si-Eun. For safety, the boss asked to check Suho's phone. Suho refused, saying he valued privacy, but got beaten up. The boss took his phone and found out it was a trap. Police were coming. Just as the gang opened the door, Bum Seok showed up. He worried Suho might be in danger, so he decided to solve it with money. The gang boss didn't wait for an explanation and dragged him away too. Soon after, Si-Eun arrived with the police. They rang the bell, but no one answered. Without a warrant, they couldn't go in with just a few photos. After the police left, Si-Eun climbed the wall to check. Inside, the place was a mess. Blood on the floor, the safe emptied out. Even worse, Suho's phone was now unreachable. Meanwhile, the boss suspected Young Yi was the snitch and ordered Si-Tae to bring her in, or he'd torture Si-Tae's younger underling. Si-Tae told Young Yi to hide for a few days and went to meet the boss alone. Young Yi immediately contacted Si-Eun and turned on location sharing. Then she caught up with Si-Tae and decided to face the trouble with him. They went to an abandoned amusement park. Si-Tae said he'd take all the blame. The boss beat him up just like he wanted. After that, it was Suho and Bum Seok's turn. The boss planned to blame everything on Si-Tae's younger underling. Since he was under 14, he wouldn't go to jail. Si-Tae had enough of this life and decided to fight the boss. They were evenly matched at first. Then the boss pulled a knife and slashed Si-Tae. Young Yi attacked him from behind and took the knife. The boss got angry and grabbed her by the neck. Suddenly, a siren rang nearby. Si-Eun showed up too. The boss ran before the police arrived. But as Si-Eun untied his friends and freed them, the boss came back. The siren was just a sound from the phone. A big fight broke out between Soo-ho, Si-Eun, and the gang. Bum Si-Ok just watched from a distance. Right then, the real police arrived. The boss slipped away again. Si-Eun chased him, trying to end it, but got badly beaten. Soo-ho arrived and joined the fight, but they still couldn't beat him. Si-Eun used his smarts to create an opening, and Soo-ho kicked the boss unconscious. The gang boss got the punishment he deserved. Bum Si-Ok's father was a congressman, and his secretary handled everything. The gang boss got what he deserved. Afterward, Si-Eun and Sik-tae made peace and agreed to meet for dinner someday. Outside the police station, Si-Eun saw Young-yi waiting anxiously and told her that Sik-tae would be fine. Then Young-yi went with him to the hospital to see Soo-ho and gave a heartfelt apology. After going through this, their relationship became closer. Si-Eun smiled happily for the first time. But when Bum Si-Ok got home, his dad punished him harshly. The three of them got famous at school because of what they did. But instead of a happy ending, their friendship started to crack. Ever since Young-yi joined them, Bum Si-Ok felt left out. Si-Eun and Soo-ho followed Young-yi on social media, but not him. Bum Si-Ok started feeling bad and began to hate Young-yi. That day, Bum Si-Ok suddenly got angry and told the noisy classmates to shut up. A boy mocked him, saying he was just Soo-ho and Si-Eun's sidekick, nothing more. Si-Eun quickly stepped in to stop the fight, and Soo-ho pulled Bum Si-Ok away. But Bum Si-Ok took his anger out on his friends, leaving them confused. After that, Bum Si-Ok locked himself in his room all day. Soo-ho and Si-Eun were worried and decided to visit him. Bum Si-Ok took the opportunity to open up about his troubles. He had been bullied at school for a long time, which is why he transferred. Last time at karaoke, he ran into his old bullies, which brought back all the bad memories. Lately, the bullies had been harassing him non-stop. He didn't understand what he'd done to deserve it. Si-Eun said he didn't do anything wrong. The problem was the bullies. To solve it, Soo-ho asked the bullies to meet. Bum Si-Ok got brave and told them to apologize. One guy laughed and asked if he wanted to relive the good old days. Soo-ho grabbed his ear and forced him to apologize. But Bum Si-Ok didn't feel the apology was sincere and slapped him. The guy immediately hit back. Bum Si-Ok lost his temper completely and wanted to kill him. Soo-ho quickly pulled him out. Si-Eun warned the bullies to stay away from Bum Si-Ok from now on. But Bum Si-Ok was tired of being bossed around by Soo-ho. He refused to be his sidekick anymore. Those words completely ended their friendship. Right after Bum Si-Ok walked out of the karaoke room, the bullies ran after him. At that moment, Young Bin's sidekicks saw it. They didn't like others bullying their classmate. So they dragged the bullies to the parking lot and beat them up. Bum Si-Ok took the opportunity to vent all his anger. The sidekicks didn't stop him, they clapped and cheered. Bum Si-Ok felt great. He followed them to a nightclub and even dropped 500,000 won to buy everyone drinks. Amidst their insincere flattery, Bum Si-Ok started losing himself. In the following days, Bum Si-Ok started to get close to the bad students. He not only learned to smoke, but also went to nightclubs every day. Si-Eun worried the bad students were using Bum Si-Ok as their personal ATM. But Soo-ho thought it was Bum Si-Ok who used the bad students to gain the respect he wanted. One day at lunch, Bum Si-Ok and the bad students cut in line. This time, Soo-ho didn't hold back and beat up Bum Si-Ok. Humiliated, Bum Si-Ok couldn't let it go. He planned to pay someone to deal with Soo-ho. Young Bin introduced a professional boxer to Bum Si-Ok. Bum Si-Ok offered $1,000, and the boxer agreed right away. Young Bin also planned to play some dirty tricks. When Soo-ho was delivering food, they secretly cut the brake lines on his motorcycle. Soo-ho got hurt because the brakes failed and he fell, injuring his right leg. Soo-ho knew Bum Si-Ok was behind it all. After class, Soo-ho warned Bum Si-Ok not to look at him because he felt disgusted. Si-Eun asked what happened. Soo-ho didn't want to drag him in, so he said nothing. That night, Si-Eun saw Bum Si-Ok's text to Soo-ho by chance. Bum Si-Ok kidnapped Young-yi and told Soo-ho to come to a certain place. To keep Soo-ho from getting hurt again, Si-Eun secretly deleted the message. He made an excuse and went alone. Si-Eun observed the area carefully, then made a plan before showing up. The first fight was on the escalator. After seeing Young Yi escape safely, Si-Eun immediately ran off in another direction, but Young Bin caught up with him. Si-Eun saw a pile of junk and got an idea. He used lime to blind them, then knocked them out one by one. Then the boxer showed up and easily beat Si-Eun, leaving him defenseless. Young Bin, who had begged for mercy earlier, now arrogantly beat Si-Eun. They ran away only when someone said the police were coming. Si-Eun didn't tell the police the truth. He wanted to give Boom-seok a chance to change and didn't want Soo-ho to worry. The next day, Soo-ho saw that Si-Eun and Boom-seok didn't come to school. Even though Si-Eun and Young Yi tried to hide the fight, Soo-ho found out. He overheard the bad students talking on the rooftop. Under pressure from fists, the bad students confessed everything. Soo-ho acted like nothing happened and went to visit Si-Eun. Seeing Si-Eun hide his injured hand, Soo-ho held back tears and reminded him to attend the exam tomorrow. Meanwhile, the congressman found out his son caused big trouble and scolded him hard. Then he told his assistant to watch Boom-seok closely. After seeing Soo-ho's message, Boom-seok decided to end the fight for good. He paid the boxer again and called Soo-ho to meet at the boxing gym. After hearing the news, Young Yi immediately informed Si-Eun. A fierce fight was about to break out in the boxing gym. Out of respect for their friendship, Soo-ho apologized to Boom-seok, trying to wake up his conscience. But Boom-seok was blinded by hatred. Soo-ho stopped being kind and slapped him hard, saying he was really pitiful. The boxer couldn't wait to fight. Soo-ho warmed up first, then stepped into the ring. Both sides were strong, but Soo-ho soon took the lead. The boxer started hitting Soo-ho's injured left leg and took control. Soo-ho adjusted fast, but was tripped by someone outside the ring. The boxer seized the chance and landed a fatal blow. Boom-seok came to the ring and blamed Soo-ho for always looking down on him. Soo-ho told him to stop blaming others for everything. Boom-seok got angry and vented all his rage. Others joined in and started beating Soo-ho. When the secretary arrived, Soo-ho seemed to stop breathing. Afraid of trouble, the others ran away. Seeing his former friend near death, Boom-seok suddenly came to his senses and admitted it was all his fault. The secretary took Boom-seok away before the police came. When the police asked questions, the bad students lied as the secretary told them. They said they were working out together, and Soo-ho fainted during a break. Meanwhile, Si-Eun and Young Yi were looking for Soo-ho. To hide the truth, the secretary used Soo-ho's phone to text Si-Eun. The next day, Si-Eun got a call from Young Yi right after finishing his exam. He rushed to the hospital and saw Soo-ho unconscious in bed. Young Yi offered to stay and take care of Soo-ho, telling Si-Eun to go back and finish his exams. Before leaving, Si-Eun looked at Soo-ho and decided to take revenge alone. The next day, Young Bin came to class and felt something was wrong. Before he could react, Si-Eun showed up and beat him up. Si-Eun grabbed a pen and forced Young Bin to tell him where the boxer was. Scared, Young Bin quickly showed a video from his sidekick to prove he wasn't there. After watching it, Si-Eun decided to hunt down each attacker. The first target was the boxer. Si-Eun tried to sneak attack but failed. Then, using the fighting moves Soo-ho had taught him, he lured the boxer into a mistake and won the fight. Even though the boxer begged for mercy, he still paid for what he did. At the same time, Young Yi found Boom-seok and asked why he ruined Soo-ho's life. Boom-seok blamed Young Yi, saying her presence broke their friendship. Then, he followed his father to school to process his transfer. Si-Eun, covered in bruises, walked into class. He beat up two sidekicks until they couldn't fight back. In the end, it was Boom-seok's turn. But he wasn't going to resist and let Si-Eun punish him. Si-Eun asked why he had done it. He couldn't understand why their close bond had ended this way. Boom-seok didn't know either, but thought Si-Eun would understand. In the end, Si-Eun couldn't bring himself to hurt a former friend. He left the classroom and punched the glass to release his anger. Si-Eun stumbled to the hospital. In a daze, he He saw Soo-ho wake up and mock him as a madman, but it was all in his head. Later, Bum Seok went abroad to study. Young Yi blamed herself for everything. After apologizing, she left. The congressman wanted to send Si-Eun to juvenile detention. But to cover his son's crime, he only forced Si-Eun to transfer schools. No school in Seoul accepted him, except one infamous Yunjang High. On his first day, a class bully picked a fight with him. But the bully didn't know how dangerous Si-Eun really was. Soon, rumors spread around the school that Si-Eun had transferred here after killing some kid. The bad students were too scared to mess with him. Si-Eun was still sad about losing his friend. He didn't study or cause trouble, just quietly waited for graduation. The bad kids, led by Hyeoman, always wanted to start fights. Jun-tae, a weak and kind boy, was bullied by them all the time. He had to deliver milk in certain flavors every day. He also had to steal phones from classmates and give them to Hyeoman. Jun-tae heard about Si-Eun's story too, so he never dared to mess with him. But Hyeoman thought Jun-tae was mocking him for being scared of the new guy. He gave Jun-tae a final order: get Si-Eun's phone before school ended. Jun-tae had no choice. To survive, he forced himself to steal Si-Eun's phone. When Si-Eun saw the bruises on Jun-tae's face, he knew someone made him do it. So he didn't get mad. Jun-tae felt guilty. He said he could help pay for a new phone, but Si-Eun said his actions were low, because Jun-tae just did this to find his peace. Si-Eun wouldn't pity someone who hurt others to protect himself. However, seeing Jun-tae getting bullied again, Si-Eun remembered the past and really wanted to beat up Hyeoman, but he had promised Soo-ho he wouldn't fight again. So he just glared at Hyeoman, then walked away. At lunch, Jun-tae gathered his courage to apologize to Si-Eun and admitted he had stolen the phone. He said he knew he was being a coward, but didn't know what he could do about it. So he asked Si-Eun how to not be a coward. Si-Eun asked if he knew Newton's third law. Without any action, there won't be a reaction. Jun-tae finally got it. The next morning, he came early to school. He broke the locker, gave the phones all back, and left apology notes. On Si-Eun's note, he also wrote, "Thank you." Si-Eun realized Jun-tae might face severe retaliation. As expected, Hyeoman lost his temper and went to confront Jun-tae. Jun-tae muttered Newton's third law. He then put bread in his mouth to protect his teeth and took a defensive pose. With the classmates cheering, Hyeoman lost control and beat him hard. Si-Eun watched Jun-tae lying on the floor and thought of Soo-ho helpless in the boxing ring. He kicked the chair from Hyeoman's hand and warned him to stop. Hyeoman angrily swung a punch, but Si-Eun, remembering his promise to Soo-ho, didn't fight back. In the basketball club, Hyun-tak heard Hyeoman caused trouble. He hurried to the classroom. Si-Eun's eyes were sharp and scary. Even Hyeoman couldn't look at him. Then Si-Eun dodged his punch easily. Hyeoman was embarrassed. He kicked a locker in anger. Just when he tried to hit again, Hyun-tak stepped in and warned him. Hyeoman got scared. He made an excuse and left. Hyun-tak waited for Si-Eun to say thank you, but Si-Eun ignored him. He gave Jun-tae his glasses and took him to the nurse. Hyun-tak was confused. He thought this new student was very rude. Jun-tae didn't go to the nurse's office. He went to a secret base and put medicine on his wounds by himself. Si-Eun, confused, asked him why. Jun-tae explained that if the teacher scolded Hyeoman, Hyeoman would hit him even harder. Later, Jun-tae's friends arrived. Seeing them, Si-Eun quietly left. Hyun-tak was curious about the new student, so he asked the bad students about him. They said Si-Eun was a legend at his last school and practically incapacitated some kid. That's why Hyeoman never laid a hand on him and just talked big. But Hyun-tak felt Si-Eun wasn't scary like the rumors and warned them not to talk behind people's backs. Jun-tae noticed Si-Eun always slept in class, so he gave him some vitamins. At 3 a.m., Si-Eun still couldn't sleep. He was about to take sleeping pills, but decided to try Jun-tae's vitamins first. Surprisingly, he slept well. From that day, they became closer and were always together. But Hyeoman was up to no good again. He first approached Si-Eun and kindly warned him that Hyun-tak wanted to fight him. Then he told Hyun-tak that he and Si-Eun were now friends. If Hyun-tak kept acting tough, Si-Eun would deal with him. Seeing his plan work, Hyo-man moved to the next step. His followers kidnapped Jun-tae while Hyo-man went to the basketball club to destroy everything. Si-Eun noticed Jun-tae had been gone too long and called him. Hyo-man showed up and said Hyun-tak took Jun-tae to the basketball club. Si-Eun ran there and found Jun-tae locked in a locker. He immediately guessed it was Hyo-man's doing, but Hyun-tak wasn't so smart. Hyo-man's follower told him that Si-Eun wanted to fight him. Hyun-tak shouted angrily at Si-Eun, but got ignored again. He saw the mess in the basketball club and got angry. Everything was ready. Hyo-man gathered his followers and waited for the perfect moment. On the way home, Jun-tae warned Si-Eun not to take that shortcut. Bad students often robbed and fought there. Just then, Hyun-tak arrived and asked why Si-Eun destroyed the basketball club. Jun-tae tried to explain it was a misunderstanding, but Hyun-tak told him to shut up. Si-Eun didn't bother arguing and told him to just fight. Hyun-tak, angered by his attitude, brought up how Si-Eun had once beaten a boy into a vegetable. He called Si-Eun trash for ruining others' lives and told him to stop acting all high and mighty. The painful memory flooded back, pushing Si-Eun over the edge. He knew he couldn't beat Hyun-tak, so he picked up a pen and stabbed at him. At that moment, Hyo-man and his guys came. The two boys realized they were tricked and teamed up to fight back, but they were outnumbered and kept getting hit. At the worst moment, a student dressed like Hanamichi Sakuragi showed up. He was Woo-min, who ruled Yunjang High. He had recently been suspended for a week because of fighting. Hyo-man got scared and dropped his bat right away. Woo-min hit him hard with a basketball and knocked him out. Then he easily took care of the others. The group ran away in fear. Hyun-tak realized he had misunderstood Si-Eun and apologized. Woo-min didn't know what happened, but thought the apology didn't sound honest. Si-Eun was tired and just wanted to go home. While waiting for the bus, he remembered what Hyun-tak said. He regretted fighting with his classmates again. On Woo-min's first day back at school, the teacher called him to the office. The teacher found out the four of them fought yesterday and punished them to do some volunteer work on the weekend. Hyun-tak and Si-Eun didn't understand why the teacher didn't punish Hyo-man and the others. Woo-min quickly stopped them and made them apologize to the teacher. After they left the office, Hyun-tak gave a proper apology for what he said yesterday. Si-Eun accepted it and warned Woo-min not to touch his head again. Woo-min chased after him and kept patting his head, saying it was a friendly gesture. Jun-tae told Si-Eun that Woo-min seemed kind of odd, but thanks to him, their school was peaceful again. There was a group called the Union. Many schools nearby joined them. People said Baek-jin, Seong-jae, and others got together to conduct business like a real gang. Hyo-man had been collecting phones so he could get into the Union, but Woo-min wasn't into things like that, so Eunjang High was the only school that stayed out. From then on, kids in the Union constantly bullied Eunjang High students. Woo-min got pissed off and beat them up, ending the chaos. Si-Eun felt shocked. He always thought fighting was bad, but never knew it could be used to protect others. Meanwhile, Hyo-man got punished by the Union for not giving them the phones on time. When Baek-jin heard the news, he told Seong-jae to go check in on Woo-min. On the weekend, the four of them went to volunteer at a museum. After spending the day together, they got a lot closer. While playing, Woo-min accidentally threw chopsticks at Si-Eun. Si-Eun stood up and went to the bathroom. There, Seong-jae blocked his way. Si-Eun sensed trouble and became alert. Seong-jae didn't like that Si-Eun looked him in the eye. He punched right away, but Si-Eun dodged all his attacks skillfully. Seong-jae got interested in this guy, but he didn't come to fight today, just to say hello. As he left, he ran into Woo-min. Seong-jae told him that he had run across an unfamiliar face. Woo-min got angry and warned him to stay away from Si-Eun. Seong-jae told him to end his lover's quarrel with Baek-jin and try to get along. Woo-min only relaxed after seeing Si-Eun walk out, safe and sound. At that moment, Baek-jin was at school receiving an award. He was very similar to the old Si-Eun, great grades and always studying hard. The only difference was that Baek-jin wasn't a good boy. After collecting the phones, Hyo-man asked to give them to Baek-jin himself. To finish the task, Baek-jin had to go alone to the meeting place. But it was another trap by Hyo-man. He heard Baek-jin focused on studying all day and guessed he couldn't fight, only acted tough behind Seong-jae. Baek-jin observed the situation, then put on his brass knuckles. He then took down everyone easily with quick moves. His hair didn't even get messy. He grabbed Hyo-man by the neck and advised him to come more prepared next time. Seong-jae sent a photo of Si-Eun and asked what to do with the new face who could fight. Si-Eun quickly said goodbye to his friends and went to the hospital to visit Suho. Hoo-min went to his family's chicken shop with 2 others and heard what Si-Eun did at school. He called Si-Eun to warn him about the union. Right after the call, Seong-jae showed up at the hospital. He told Si-Eun to come with him, or his bedridden friend would be in danger. Si-Eun had no choice and followed him. They went to the union's headquarters, a bowling alley. Si-Eun entered a room and saw Baek-jin doing math problems. He said he didn't want to get involved in their fight, but if they bothered Suho again, he'd kill them all. Then he casually explained how to solve a problem on Baek-jin's paper. Baek-jin promised not to hurt anyone as long as Si-Eun stayed away from Hoo-min, but the moment Si-Eun left, Baek-jin ordered Seong-jae to cause trouble at the chicken shop. 3 boys used fake IDs to buy alcohol and then reported Hoo-min's father to the police for selling to minors. Hoo-min was angry. Just then, Baek-jin called and asked to meet the next day. The next day, Si-Eun went to the basketball club. He admitted he had met Baek-jin and promised to stay away from Hoo-min. Hoo-min didn't blame him and agreed to ignore each other from now on. Jun-tae had no idea what happened, but knew they were both lying. Si-Eun explained he was just more comfortable alone. After school, Si-Eun saw some union guys on the street. He forced himself to stay out of it and walked away fast. Hoo-min planned to meet Baek-jin, so he left early, lying he had a date. The 2 just got under the bridge when Seong-jae stopped them. Hyun-tak knew Seong-jae was dangerous, and it brought back painful memories, so he told Jun-tae to leave quickly, but the union guys pursued him. Jun-tae ran into an apartment and accidentally heard them looking for Si-Eun. He called to warn Si-Eun, but got caught in the act. Si-Eun heard screaming on the phone and rushed to help. Hoo-min went to the bowling alley as promised. He asked Baek-jin what he really wanted. Baek-jin still thought of him as a good friend and asked him to join the union. He said once they graduate, the union would turn into a sound business. Hoo-min had zero interest in this. He even despised everything Baek-jin was doing. Baek-jin wasn't angry. He just asked nicely about Hyun-tak. Hoo-min realized his friends were in danger and fought desperately through the encircling crowd. On the rooftop, Hyun-tak couldn't fight Seong-jae. He was completely overpowered. The whole fight was live-streamed. Many guys got ready to watch the drama. Seong-jae got extremely excited when he saw Si-Eun, but he soon got bored because Si-Eun didn't know how to fight. Si-Eun threw dirt from a flower pot, took off Seong-jae's glasses, and broke them, stabbing his foot. Seong-jae fell. Si-Eun tried to finish him, but he failed. They both stood up and kept fighting. Si-Eun only attacked his injured foot, while Seong-jae punched him over and over. Despite this, Si-Eun refused to give up. He went for Seong-jae's foot again, and then put everything into one final strike. When Hoo-min arrived, both of them were already down. Si-Eun mistook Hoo-min for Suho and apologized for getting into another fight. Hoo-min didn't know who Suho was, but he guessed Si-Eun felt guilty about him, as he too had someone he felt guilty about. Hyun-tak used to be a pro taekwondo athlete, but he got hurt hanging out with Hoo-min. The doctor said his athletic future was gone. Hoo-min blamed himself for that. Luckily, Si-Eun saved Hyun-tak and Jun-tae. In the end, only Seong-jae was caught by the police. Si-Eun didn't understand why Baek-jin hated Hoo-min so much. In fact, they used to be best friends. Hoo-min couldn't stand seeing Baek-jin getting bullied all the time, so he taught him how to fight. But after Baek-jin got strong, he turned violent. Their relationship grew distant, and they even became enemies. When Si-Eun asked, Hoo-min only said they were just childhood friends. He privately called Baek-jin and admitted that he had lost. Baek-jin didn't say much and quickly hung up because he had more severe problems to handle now. The real boss of the union, Chairman Choi, heard Seong-jae got arrested. He was afraid Seong-jae would tell the police about their burner bank account and ruin the business, so he sent men to silence him. Baek-jin knocked down the thugs and warned them that he would handle it. He then found Seong-jae and asked if he had told the police about the union's secrets. Seong-jae was hurt by his cold tone and explained that he had been arrested for blackmailing students from Yunjang High. He said he wanted to take a break from all this and asked Baek-jin not to bother him. After Si-Eun got better, he went back to school. He slowly opened up to his 3 new friends, and his cold heart started to warm. Hoo-min said he took care of everything about the union. They didn't need to be afraid anymore. However, bad news kept coming. The 3 boys who framed the chicken shop changed their story. They said Hoo-min's father never asked for their ID. Hoo-min's father got angry and beat them up. Baek-jin sent a text, threatening Hoo-min to join the union. Hoo-min took his anger out on the 3 boys as a warning to the union, but Baek-jin was pleased with Hoo-min's reaction. At the same time, Si-Eun faced a new problem. His mother noticed the bruises on his face and that he had been missing cram school lately. She was afraid something bad might happen again, so she decided to send him abroad to study. The teacher also supported this decision and told Si-Eun to stop hanging out with wrong crowd. But Si-Eun felt guilty because his classmates worried about the union coming after them again. He thought it was all his fault. Meanwhile, Hoo-min was also in trouble. In the end, to protect his family and friends, he agreed to work for Baek-jin. Baek-jin sent him tasks, and Hoo-min went to fight, deliver messages, and do things he used to hate. Soon, Si-Eun heard strange rumors about Hoo-min. Even Hyun-tak didn't know what was going on. Worried, Si-Eun called Hoo-min. Hoo-min just said he wouldn't cause him any trouble, then hung up. After finishing the study abroad application, Si-Eun left for Singapore. Jun-tae called to say goodbye. He said they all knew what happened to Suho. He just wanted to tell him that it wasn't his fault. Hearing this, Si-Eun finally released all his bottled-up feelings, so he chose to return to his friends. Si-Eun got the courage to cancel the study plan. Hyun-tak and Jun-tae were extremely excited, but soon became sad. Since joining the union, Hoo-min fought every day. He lost control often and almost made big mistakes. The 3 of them decided to bring him back. They first visited Hoo-min's father, but were surprised he didn't care about his son at all. Si-Eun yelled at him for being an irresponsible father. Hyun-tak explained that Hoo-min's father drank a lot and always treated Hoo-min badly. After school, they went to ask Hyo-man where Hoo-min was. Hyo-man guessed he was either at the bowling alley or at Daesung motorcycle. Chairman Choi was actually a gangster. The bowling alley was just used for money laundering. He also hired the union guys to steal and sell motorcycles. Even if victims called the police, nothing happened because they only sold by cash or burner bank accounts. Si-Eun didn't understand why the union guys worked for Baek-jin. Hyo-man said it was simple. The pay was really high. To stop his friends from acting rashly, Si-Eun said he had a plan and told them to do nothing for now. Then he went alone to the bowling alley to find Baek-jin. However, Hyun-tak and Jun-tae still went to Daesung motorcycle, planning to wait for Hoo-min there. At the same time, Hoo-min went home and left his wages for his father. Baek-jin called and told him that if he wanted to protect his friends, he had to steal the motorcycle. Hoo-min unwillingly went to the location. Just as he was about to push the bike away, he received a call from Hyun-tak. With Hoo-min unreachable, Hyun-tak lost all patience. He decided to break in through the window. Inside the room, they found a bunch of papers and guessed it was Baek-jin's criminal evidence. Hyun-tak grabbed a hammer and smashed the lock. Meanwhile, Baek-jin returned to the bowling alley and saw an uninvited Si-Eun waiting. He put the Daesung motorcycle security footage on the table, saying his guys should arrive there soon. Si-Eun tried to leave, but Baek-jin blocked him. Just then, Hoo-min arrived. He pulled Si-Eun away angrily and asked why he came. Si-Eun explained that Hyun-tak and Jun-tae were in danger. Hoo-min decided to stay and deal with Baek-jin, telling Si-Eun to go first. He said he would never do something as low as stealing and warned Baek-jin not to contact him again. Abandoned by his friend, Baek-jin felt angry, but in the end he could only watch as Hoo-min left. Hyun-tak and Jun-tae found the account book and tried to leave. Unfortunately, the union guys arrived and blocked every exit. Hyun-tak used his taekwondo skills to knock them down one by one, leaving only the two strongest. However, he was too exhausted to fight them off. Just then, Jun-tae bravely rushed forward. Hyun-tak picked up a metal rod and escaped with Jun-tae. As Si-Eun was about to arrive, he got a call from the hospital. Suho was in critical condition, and they couldn't reach his guardian, so they asked if Si-Eun could come. While he hesitated, a truck rushed toward him. To avoid the chasing thugs, the two hid under a car. Just as Jun-tae checked that the account book was still there, he was dragged out. Hyun-tak tried to save him but was caught too. The two were beaten badly, and the book was taken. At the critical moment, Hoo-min arrived. He'd just finished dealing with 3 guys when a brutal strike hit him from behind. But Hoo-min's physical fitness was terrifying. He defeated the guy in front of him, then knocked out the biker with 1 punch. Because of his strong anger, Hoo-min slowly lost control. Suddenly, Jun-tae got a call. Si-Eun had been in a car accident. Hoo-min came to his senses and rushed to the hospital. Due to lack of sleep for too long, Si-Eun had fallen into a coma. In his dream, Bum Seok appeared. He warned Si-Eun that no matter how happy he was with new friends, everyone would always get hurt. At that moment, the 3 felt deep guilt. Si-Eun's mother didn't blame them. She just wanted them to stay away from her son. Hoo-min went home and was surprised to see his father, who even cooked for him. His father ordered him to give the money back, then reminded him to cherish those hard-won friendships. Hearing this, Hoo-min thought of unconscious Si-Eun and broke down in tears. Inside the bowling alley, Baek-jin found a page missing from the account book. He held back his anger and told his men to find it fast. The missing page was with Jun-tae. He went to the police to report Baek-jin's illegal business. The cops said it wasn't enough to start a case, but he could hold on to this for him. Jun-tae didn't fall for it. The union guys were watching near the police station. They caught Jun-tae and tortured him. Baek-jin called and asked if he took any photos. Jun-tae said he'd delete them if Baek-jin left his friends alone. But Baek-jin didn't care, because Jun-tae would die over there today. Seong-jae woke up from the noise. He told Jun-tae to do what they say, or he'd really die. Jun-tae loudly refused, showing no fear of death. Seong-jae saw him in a new light and decided to be a good guy for once. Soon, Hoo-min and Hyun-tak arrived and took Jun-tae away. Before leaving, Hoo-min thanked Seong-jae seriously. Chairman Choi heard what happened at the police station and came to warn Baek-jin again. He said if anything went wrong again, he'd kill him. Seeing his friends constantly in danger because of him, Hoo-min decided to end it once and for all. He went to Baek-jin's school and challenged him in public. If Eunjang-hae won, the union must break up. Both were confident about the fight. After school, Hoo-min visited Si-Eun at the hospital. When Si-Eun's mother came, he apologized and tried to leave. She stopped him and said Si-Eun wasn't badly hurt, just in a deep sleep. In his dream, Si-Eun was saying goodbye to Bum Seok. Although they both felt sad, Si-Eun had more important things to do now. Luckily, Suho was also out of danger, so Si-Eun could now fully help his friends win this battle. The next day, the 4 checked the battleground in advance. Si-Eun asked Hoo-min to push the date out. They needed time to prepare if they wanted to win. That night, Si-Eun went to Seong-jae and wanted him to give the burner account to him. If the union collapsed, the evidence of their crimes disappeared, which would benefit Seong-jae. After a brief thought, Seong-jae agreed to the deal. Si-Eun knew Eunjang-hae was outnumbered, so he had to break the union from inside. First, he bribed Hyoman and told him to spread rumors that the burner account had problems and Baek-jin was running away with the money. The union came together for money, and they'd break apart because of money too. And Hyoman did what he was best at. Finally, the battle day came. When Baek-jin saw many union members missing, he knew Si-Eun was behind it. At the same time, Si-Eun got a message from Seong-jae. All the real proof was in Baek-jin's office. After a motherent of thought, Si-Eun went to the bowling alley. Seong-jae showed him the burner phone and said all the transactions were inside, but he didn't plan to give it to Si-Eun. He wasn't a good guy. He just liked doing fun things. Soon, Si-Eun passed out from lack of oxygen. On the way to the battlefield, Hyun-tak and Jun-tae saw that many classmates had joined the fight willingly. Even Hyo-man showed up with his followers. They didn't want to live under the Union's control anymore, and were ready to smash those punks. Hoo-min asked where Si-Eun was. Jun-tae checked his phone and saw that Si-Eun went to the bowling alley. He tried calling, but got no answer. Since Hoo-min and Hyun-tak were the main fighters and couldn't leave, Jun-tae went to check it out. The epic battle was about to begin. Hoo-min dropped his umbrella first and charged forward. The Union's guys immediately rushed forward. Hoo-min cleared the way and slowly moved closer to Baek-jin, who was ready to join the fight. Meanwhile, Si-Eun woke up and looked for a chance to attack. When Jun-tae arrived at the bowling alley, Si-Eun had already broken free, but the strong guy chased after him again. Jun-tae grabbed a bowling ball and attacked, but got thrown hard to the ground. Si-Eun put on his brass knuckles and knocked the guy out with a punch. Jun-tae was badly hurt and couldn't move. He told Si-Eun to go help the others and said he could take care of himself. The rain stopped, and the battle reached its peak. Hyun-tak fought bravely and ended his opponent with a flying kick. Hyo-man kept getting hit, but never backed down. Hoo-min faced off against the strongest, Baek-jin. He targeted Baek-jin's left arm and managed to disable it. Even with only his right hand, Baek-jin soon found an opening. Hoo-min felt dizzy and weak, and finally fell to his knees. Everyone stopped fighting. Baek-jin declared that from now on, Yunjang-hae was part of the Union. If anyone disagreed, they could step forward. Hyun-tak limped toward him, but was pushed back by Si-Eun. Si-Eun put on his brass knuckles while Baek-jin tucked away his injured arm. Just like Hoo-min, Si-Eun focused on Baek-jin's left leg and managed to disable it too. But Baek-jin still fought back hard. Si-Eun kept attacking the injured leg. Baek-jin found another opening. He landed a strong punch and finished the fight with a kick. Baek-jin mocked Si-Eun for his failed plan, but he didn't know how clever Si-Eun really was. Si-Eun's job was to wear down Baek-jin, while Hoo-min saved his strength to end the fight. Baek-jin tried to fight back, but in the end, lost to his former friend. Hoo-min announced the fight was now over. The four boys finally got a good sleep. From that day on, peace returned to the school. Baek-jin vanished without a trace. Good news followed. Suho finally woke up. With old and new friends around him, Si-Eun was no longer alone. Later, Chairman Choi invited Seong-jae to become Baek-jin's replacement. Seong-jae asked if he knew where Baek-jin was. Chairman Choi said he was curious too. Meanwhile, a funeral was being held. Hoo-min burst into tears, and the others looked sad, because the funeral was for Baek-jin.